The Christmas leakers have come in a big way for Generation 10 leaks. I hope you guys are ready. This one's crazy. Over the last few days, the data miners and leakers have gone nuts, dropping more information about Generation 10, Pokemon Wind and Wave, which is scheduled to come out most likely next year in 2026, and we're anticipating an announcement for this game on Pokemon Day, end of February 2026. So stay tuned to the channel for that. I'll be covering all the news, updates, leaks, and more right here on the channel. A few months back, there was a Terra leak where tons of information got leaked from Pokemon, and one of the things that was in there was some early builds of Generation 10. However, despite these early builds being accessible, many of the data miners had gatekept some of this information and maybe not uncovered everything, right? Not to put any blame anywhere. And then one of the data miners was like, hey, listen, if you guys aren't gonna put it out by Christmas, I'm gonna expose it all. And then people started posting stuff. So it seems as though this is not everything, but it's quite a bit. So let's dive into some of the map stuff, because that's the first thing. Central reporting on Pokemon Gen 10 leak. Here is the beta map of the new region, and everything I'm seeing so far is that this map and this exploration for Gen 10 is massive. It is very, very big, and it looks as though we're kind of going back to Alola in a different way. However, just to be clear, it's not actually Alola, but this island type vibe. But you're gonna be able to focus on the exploration between the islands, and you're gonna be able to dive, and you're gonna be able to explore caves, and it's gonna be absolutely nuts is from what I'm seeing. Light reports on this as well, saying that there's main zones in the map and the real world inspiration, and I love this, highlighting multiple different real world explanations. Sulawesi, pardon my pronunciation of all of these, by the way. New Guinea, Borneo, Sumatra, Southern Thailand or Malaysia, and Java. So kind of taking the real world inspiration of Indonesia and this part of the region and ultimately kind of converting it into Pokemon maps. So we've seen them do this over the years many times, right? We've seen them do this with New York. We've seen them do this with France and Kalos and Galar in the UK, and of course many regions of Japan. So this is no surprise there. Obviously this makes a lot of sense, but gives us some good ideas of the region and some of the different Pokemon that we might see, right? Because a new generation means new Pokemon, which means that there's likely to be a lot of inspiration from this region, which is what they typically do. One of the things I've loved about Pokemon. So a lot to uncover there from the map side. We're gonna keep exploring that, but again, everything I've seen so far is that it is massive, so stay tuned for that. The next thing I'm gonna show you guys is some really cool visual stuff, including Charizard's flame being reanimated and much, much more. But before I do that, I wanna let you know that my game Elestrals has a massive sale going on through the end of the year. And right now, today, we have buy one, get one free on the Pandora's mystery box. This is one of the coolest products we have. We take some of our packs, we put them together, you get 10 random packs in here. It's completely random from all of our sets, including our tournament packs, which are exclusive to organized play, which many of them you can't even get anymore at the store. And we make a really fun experience, and it's buy one, get one free today. And there's new sales every single day to the end of the year. I've been working on creating my own monster catching game, Elestrals. We've got an incredible trading card game. If you want to pull some rare cards and have some fun, Pandora's mystery box is a great way to do it, because again, you get a taste of everything that we've done so far. And at a buy one, get one free, that is just an insane deal. So use my link in the description below. Grab yourself some Pandora's mystery boxes for BOGO. What a deal. And join our Discord server and have fun playing Elestrals. Holy, this was a crazy one. I wanted to show you guys what I got out of this. First of all, I got the Pandora's box promo. This is nuts because you can't get this anymore. And there was only like a few hundred of these made. This is actually a crazy promo. I've got a tournament pack, another tournament pack. I've got some base set. I've got Frostfall, Moonrise, Daybreak, and Shattered Stars, which I don't think you can get this pack either. So pretty crazy stuff. That was actually, that promo alone made that so worth it. All right, Central reports on Charizard Flame saying, pay attention to Charizard's tail flame. It's no longer simply part of its model like in previous game. It's now an actual fully animated physical flame that illuminates the environment. And this is what I want to see, man. I want to see Pokemon with fires that make it so you don't have to use flash. I want to see electric types like Ampharos illuminate the area because they are charged up. I think if they add that level of immersion, it is going to be crazy stuff going into this next game. We've got some cool shots here of Gen 10 Charizard inside of a city. Now, I know, obviously, this is very, very early game footage. We do not want to judge the visuals at this point, right? We do not want to do that, but it talks a lot about kind of this idea of the scooter, the Poke Ride. Rather than riding on every single Pokemon, you're going to basically have these Pokemon scooters where you control the Pokemon and you play as the Pokemon and your trainer gets basically dragged behind. And then we've got this shot that was spread on the internet a long, long time ago of Lumineon underwater, perhaps doing the same thing where you're being pulled underwater by the Lumineon you're controlling the Lumineon and you're able to explore deep sea in this game. It's going to be actually crazy. We've also got the Generation 10 Professor. It says the new Professor, he drives around in a car and how the Pokemon centers will look. This I think is actually really cool. You see how big that Mudsdale is, the Lucario. Again, I'm sure plenty of placeholder stuff, but from what I can gather right now, this is actually looking beautiful, dude. It's like almost like Alola 2.0, but I actually feel like it could be really sick. I did see some people saying that this looks very similar to Scarlet and Violet. It may be similar that they built off of that, but honestly, dude, I'm not even a Scarlet and Violet fan. Like, let me just put that out there. I didn't play that game a ton. That was probably the Pokemon game I played the least. But if they do Scarlet and Violet, and it's similar to that, but without the performance issues, dude, and then some polish around the edges, I think there's tremendous potential right then and there. Because my biggest issues with Scarlet and Violet were the performance issues. I simply got headaches playing the game. Like, I just didn't even want to play because it hurt my head because of how bad the issues were. And the last thing, man, and this is where things get really crazy, we've got the new battle gimmick from Gen 10. Again, always can change, but it's codename Majin. The Pokemon gets distorted, some kind of clouds appear. From early documents, this mechanic is related to weather moves, but we don't know how much it's changed since then. And you can see this visual of this Pikachu that's kind of getting distorted in different areas. Like its body gets bigger, its head gets bigger, different parts of it kind of like blow up, and then ultimately, I guess, these clouds appear, and this is going to have some sort of tie to weather. So I'm excited for that. I think there's a lot to explore there. We know we've got the genies. We know they added the new one in Amorous. We know that weather is a prevalent thing in the game where you've got these different types of weather like rain and sandstorm. So I'd be curious to see how they explore on that and expand on it. And if you give different Pokemon forms based on that, I think that has a lot of potential. And the last thing for this video is Mood, who kind of kicked this whole thing off and really put the pressure on it, seemed from what I gathered. They said, my next Pokemon Leak investigation is about the following: starters, updated map info, character designs, info on how Majin, the game mechanic, actually works, and peripherals, anime mainly. Naturally, this is a big reach, but I might be able to make it. I'm aiming for Valentine's Day as the deadline. So they are going to do some deep dive in here, or they're going to poke around and see what everyone else is diving into. But it seems as though they don't think they are done. So make sure you guys stay to the channel. Make sure you guys drop a subscription and like the video, and let me know what you think of all of this Gen 10 information. Pretty crazy stuff. Take advantage of the BOGO for the Pandora's Mystery Box and grab a starter deck while you're at it. We play in webcam tournaments, casual events, all sorts of stuff. We're going to have a blast, and we're making an amazing game that I would love for you to be a part of. And again, this deal is crazy. Like, our deals at the end of the week, the month, crazy, crazy, crazy. Like, legitimately 10 packs. You're getting 20 packs for $40, basically. That's crazy talk. Actually nuts. Thank you guys so much for watching this one. Link in the description for that, and I'll keep you guys posted on any news, leaks, and updates and more.